3, 2, 1, go!
Hey, what's up guys, my name is Ben. Welcome to the Swanky Cat Productions channel, where I put one new snowmobile video out every week in the wintertime. So if you like what you see here today and you want to see more, make sure you click that subscribe button and click the bell after you subscribe so YouTube will let you know anytime I put a video out. My buddy that owns the ZR6000 here is stopping by. We're going to take these sleds out for a ride today. But before we do that, he's going to install a new clutch kit in this. So this is what we're going to be installing today. I'm not going to go through any of the actual process of that. There's a bunch of videos out there if you want to check one out. But this is the SpeedWerx Hypershift series. We've got some shims in case we need them. We've got the clutch alignment tool as well as the pulley compression tool here. So we'll get this stuff installed. I'll hop on the ZR6000 when we're out on the trail and let you guys know how I feel like it affected the sled.
So, we've got a couple miles on this already, and I'm not gonna lie, at first I was really torn between whether it really felt a lot different and if it was just that I was expecting it to feel different. And a lot of what we were doing on the first couple miles was making sure that we were running at the right RPM when we had it pinned, so I was kind of watching that real close and not paying attention to a whole lot else. And then was kind of going back and forth whether or not this really made as much of a difference as I was thinking it did. And then we switched sleds because I wanted Jim to get a couple miles on his sled that I've had out on the trails all year that he hasn't been able to ride. And when I hopped out back on the F1100, and I know they weren't never the same sled to begin with. This has always been faster. But oh my gosh, did that sled feel slow and doggy compared to how it used to feel when I would hop from one to the other. And I did quite a bit of that to begin with. Woo. It's not like there was ever a week in between riding that one and this one before. I mean, I would ride that one out of the garage, take it for a rip, bring it back home, and then take this out. So I mean, it was a pretty close comparison, and it never felt near as much of a difference as it did today. And I mean, you can kind of get used to a sled no matter what's done to it, you know, within just a few miles. But I think that was probably one of the best comparisons that I could make. And I mean, now that I've played around with it a little bit more in the woods, oh man, it really in the open field, I guess, is kind of where it's sort of hard to tell. Which, I mean, I suppose it makes sense. I mean, wide open, kind of hard to tell how fast you're going to begin with. And don't get me wrong, it definitely feels quicker there too, but just in the corners in the woods, I mean, I'm almost having a problem getting traction now. And I mean, obviously that could be the conditions a little bit. Woo! You blipped the throttle on this today, and oh man, it shoots a shiver down your spine. And like even now still, I'm fighting with myself on whether or not I'm making more of this than there it really is there to be talked about. But I don't think so. I don't think that's the case. And if any of you guys have done a similar kit on your sled, you'll have to let me know. Woo, yeah. That'll kind of catch you off guard. And that really, I mean, I think that is where the biggest difference is, or at least, like I said, maybe just the most evident. I mean, that's where this really makes a difference. And honestly, to me, I mean, that's I guess for the type of riding that I do, where it really counts anyways. I mean, I'm not really all that big a fan of doing 90 miles an hour across the field. Not that I wouldn't mind it once in a while. That's always fun. But the 0 to whatever in the woods, I mean, that's really what's fun for me anyway. If that's what you're looking for, then doing something like this is, I would say, a really good way to kind of wake up your sled without having to dive too deep into the motor. He had this done in like an hour and a half maybe, and some of that was me looking through my miscellaneous tools that I've got scattered all over the house to find the right stuff. I don't know how this is going to affect belt life, if it'll really affect that at all, or gas mileage or anything like that. I mean, I think obviously anytime you do anything performance based, I mean, you're going to wear components out maybe a hair faster, and you're going to burn a little bit more fuel. But I mean, we didn't do this to conserve fuel. Neat area. Wouldn't mind sitting in that blind with a heater going. I was just telling one of my buddies the other day that I haven't hunted in the last 3 years, and I think for the first maybe 1 or 2 I had a good excuse, and now I'm just too lazy. I think if I had a nice heated blind, I would definitely go out a lot more, though. I think most of it is just that I would rather be doing motorcycle or snowmobile stuff, and definitely always have plenty of videos to edit and projects to work on, which I like. Beats sitting in a climber attached to a tree when it's 0 degrees outside, that's for sure. But he said he's glad that I got him out here today, and it is nice. It's definitely a beautiful section of woods that we're in. I love this part. Pretty cool. He wanted to just get the clutch kit put in and then have me take it out and ride it. And said, no way, man, we got to get out here and enjoy this. And if you're sitting on your couch today, you got to make sure you get out and enjoy this stuff too. Trails won't ride themselves. Oh yeah. I don't think there's any question about that. It's just that I don't even know. I can't even look down to see what RPM it is when it happens, but there's just a certain spot that you hit that it really is, it just pulls. Now, of course, I mean, it didn't turn this into an 800 or anything, or an 850. I mean, it's still a 600 two-stroke non-turbo, but it is definitely I would say a bit of a different machine now. And I kind of noticed today, I mean, obviously this could be trail conditions too, but it actually seems like the front end is a little bit lighter, and I think maybe that has something to do with the fact that we got a little bit more power going to the track, pulling the front end up a little easier. Yeah, I mean, this is like, it feels kind of dangerous in the woods, honestly. Do you want to do a drag race across this? We can go that way and then come back. You want to do 3, 2, 1, go?
Go.
3, 2, 1, go! Woo! Yeah, that gets to 70 pretty quick. So when we were stopped earlier today talking about these two sleds after we traded off a few times, we were both pretty set on the fact that these are really different machines. And I mean, they're kind of I mean, I guess sort of exactly what you'd expect. You hop on this and I mean, you know, you're riding a 600 two-stroke. I mean, it's peppy, it feels light. Really do not know the exact difference in weight between these two. In fact, I'm actually planning on throwing them both on some scales to see. I mean, it is the physical weight, but it's just the spot where you have the power, I guess, and the linear power of the 4-stroke is just so different compared to the high-pitched scream of the 2-stroke. It just, I don't know, it's neat to be able to switch back and forth between the two, and I definitely know why people love the 2-strokes for what they are, and also same goes for the 4-strokes. The 4-stroke definitely feels a lot more planted, and it really kind of feels like it's grabbing the trail a bit more. However, and I think maybe that's just the skis on here, the CNA skis versus the stock Arctic Cat skis, I guess. Obviously still very different machines, so maybe it's something else. But Jim said that he gets a lot more ski lift easier on the 4-stroke than he does with this sled, and I think that's something to do with some of the settings that I've got. The coupler blocks are turned all the way up on the back of this. They are at the second setting on the F1100, so I think everywhere that I've read it, it says coupler blocks are more about ski lift in general, but to me, and I've kind of felt this just in the garage trying to get the F1100 up onto the dollies, when those coupler blocks are cranked all the way up, it seems like it's harder to get just one ski in there. Even it kind of keeps the front end and I guess maybe even just really the rear end more so than the front just kind of level. I don't really know what else there is to say about the SpeedWerx kit here. I have no idea what he paid for this kit, but I don't know, to me it seems like it's worth every penny. I mean, this really wakes the sled up. If that's something you're looking for, I think it's definitely worth looking into and worth doing. Like I said, easy install, everything went fairly well. We did not have to mess with changing out weights or anything. We hit the 8200 RPM like it suggested right off the bat, so that went well. Pretty cool. Always nice when things actually work out. And other than that, I don't really think I have too much to say on it. Might as well just keep riding some trails and enjoy it, right? So if this video was helpful to you, if you enjoyed it, if you want to see more like it, like I said, make sure you hit that subscribe button, click the like button. After you're subscribed, make sure you click that bell. That way it'll let you know anytime I put one of these videos out. Season is kind of coming to a close here. Don't know how much more we'll be able to ride, but I'm definitely going to get out and squeeze as many rides out of the season as I can. You guys should definitely make sure you do the same thing. It's beautiful out here. Trails are meant to be ridden. Carbides are meant to be worn down, as are the slides. So get out there and do that. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Stay safe. Stay swanky. What a beautiful day.